Don't pretend that we are strangers. You know who we were. Try our very best to romanticize a life without each other. Better. And I know that it's all my fault and that you'll always be braver. You know where we are, we really can't get far. Everything they said, it's true. God, if they only knew. I wish that it could change, but darling, for now, just flip the page and you know that I'm sorry and I'll miss you. And I know that you'll miss me too. Who he told the town about you like he had the right to. Sitting in my sister's car at sea, just praying they were joking. And I couldn't look at him for days. I just couldn't forgive him. And they partied the day she left while we just sat alone for hours. You know where we are, we really can't get far. Everything they said, it's true. God, if they only knew. I wish that it could change, but darling, for now, just flip the page and you know that I'm sorry and I'll miss you. And I know that you'll miss me too. You know where we are, we really can't get far. Everything they said, it's true. God, if they only knew. I wish that it could change, but darling, for now, just flip the page and you know that I'm sorry and I'll miss you. And I know that you'll miss me too.
Kai Brooks is the kind of talent that you can't help yourself but to root for. That teenage vulnerability, that bravery that seems much beyond her years is rare and it's worth paying attention to. She's the kind of voice and the kind of songwriter that I'll be excited to say I knew before she was huge. sitting down for this conversation and recording some of Kai's songs made me excited to write again, made me excited for every fantastic voice coming out of every town and every province all over the world. Howdy, folks. I'm Bretton Lee John, the host of the Weird in High School podcast, and I am joined today by Kai Brooks. How are you doing, Kai?
Good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. I'm trying not to make the same comments about the weather.
I was listening in and I'm doing the exact same thing.
Also trying to avoid talking about the weather.
Yeah.
Well, what about the weather somewhere else? What kind of weather do you think they've got in Ecuador right now? Like, just if you had to guess.
Oh, I would not want to be in Ecuador. I feel like it'd be too sweaty all the time.
It is winter there right now, I believe. Unless I've got my geography wrong. Is Ecuador on the equator? I don't know. There's a lot of comedic relief in spewing facts you don't know about.
Just untrue things, potentially.
Yeah, there's well, that's what podcasting is for.
That's what podcast is.
Yeah, just say stuff. Yeah, I've heard that trees actually are shifting from maple syrup to honey production.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to compete with bees. Anyway, well, we just heard your songs, and those are some songs.
Thank you.
And by those are some songs, I mean, like, pretty mind-blowing songs.
Thank you very much.
They're pretty, like, I don't know, the Okanagan has me halfway teary-eyed. I'm like, you're in high school still. You shouldn't know heartbreak like that. You shouldn't know pain like that.
That's really funny that's the one, because I wrote that song in mind trying to write a more happy and upbeat song. So I guess it's just a constant state for me in the songwriting. A constant
state of heartbreak and longing.
I guess that's just how I write, I think. Even if it's not truly exactly what I'm feeling, it's just how things come out.
I think there's something there that, listening to your stuff, it brought up Brandi Carlile for me a little bit. It brought up snail mail for me a little bit, which I've been on a big snail mail kick. I'm
nice.
Too old to be on a big snail mail kick, but I am. What's the music that you heard that made you want to write songs?
That's a really good question. I think I was raised with a lot of powerful musical inspiration. Like, my parents are really into like the really heavy like punk stuff, which doesn't really reflect that much in my songwriting. But if you listen to a lot of punk stuff, like if you really listen to the lyrics, it kind of showed me how to write lyrics, because some of those songs are just so like meaningful, and they write about such like crazy things in such like I don't even know how to express it, just in a very cool way. And I mean, my sister gave me pretty much my whole music taste. Everything I listen to is pretty much because of her still. And so artists kind of like Noah Kahan has impacted me a lot. Honestly, Phoebe Bridgers, I feel like I write like her, just saying stuff. A lot of those little kind of indie folk artists, I love them.
You mentioned Phoebe Bridgers, and I am a big Phoebe Bridgers fan, but your tunes already making that comparison stand out to me as being so much more, I'm looking for the right term here. It's like the Phoebe Bridgers sensibility, but not driving so hard into the I'm whispering sarcasm at you. Yeah. It's Phoebe Bridgers with some actual vulnerability to it, where I think with a lot of that like bedroom pop genre, there's a bit of a like, haha, we're so sarcastic thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of, and I love these songs, but a lot of them are very, I think, written in a way to try to be general and realistic to everybody. So everyone has a sort of
like feeling of, oh yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Whereas I try to do that sometimes, but it's really not my main goal. And I find it a little bit sometimes just untrue, because you can't always write trying to cater to everyone else. You need to really, writing is 90% about you and expressing yourself. So I feel like it's really, really important to keep that part true.
It's, who was I listening to? I would struggle to properly attribute the quote right now, but I've heard it described as that you want to make the personal universal. That when we really succeed in writing is when we nail something that is personal to us but is relatable. I was talking to Tanner today about Third Eye Blind, and we were talking about how's it gonna be. And are you familiar with that song?
Yeah.
It's just that it's the small thing that most people, if you've been through, a heartbreak or a romantic loss, you can understand, and just it drills into the hyper-personal in a way that describes the sensation better than trying to state it broadly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to keep asking you about Okanagan, but what is the imagery of the Okanagan? How does that relate and tie in to the feeling of what sounds to me like an acceptance of either a romantic non-start or a romantic end? Why does the place tie into the feeling for you?
It's another really good question. When I was like a kid, I guess, my family, every year we do these like long road trips. And one of my favorite ones was we went all the way down to like the end of BC from Tabor. And so pretty much the entire trip consisted of going up and down and through vineyards, through the Okanagan. And I just felt, for some reason, just so comfortable and so at peace there. And the themes later in the song kind of thinking about acceptance and peacefulness, peace of mind. I don't know why, it just, those images of just like fields of like vineyards and just like a beautiful place. It's like when people, or like when something's hard's going on, people tell you like go to your happy place. I don't know why, for some reason, that's what it is for me.
When I was younger, my parents, who were hippies, were like, we're going to move to BC. And we went to Penticton on this like scope out mission. And my dad would just trespass through everyone's farms and try to find hiking. And this woman caught him eating her cherries. And they got talking about how she actually they were ready to retire and sell the vineyard. And my parents were like, we were going to buy this vineyard. And have you seen Max Keeble's Big Move?
Yeah.
I like Max Keeble's Big Moved it. And I was like, all y'all, I'm moving to BC. This is awesome. And then we never moved to BC. I've thought a lot recently about mentioning bringing regional topography and imagery into songs, because at least in the country genre, it's a ton, but there's so many Canadian artists I can think of that talk about American stuff. Like there's a kid I went to high school with who's like in Nashville trying to make bro country. And I remember him having stuff like going down to the county line. And I was like, we don't care about county lines here. Like, that makes no difference to us.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of I think more so the audience will attach to what is true. Like I feel like their BS detectors can pick that up, and it doesn't need to be like you are describing an experience you've actually had, and we can feel that, even if even if someone in Florida doesn't know what the Okanagan is, and it might compel them to dig deeper too,
Absolutely.
at the point that someone's bought into to you as an artist. And I'm immediately wondering how your mom's going to react to me asking you this question sitting here, but you're in what, 12th grade?
I'm going into 12th.
Going into 12th grade. You can really sing. You're really playing a lot of gigs. You can really write. Do you have a plan to go head on into music? Do you have a sensible plan for a real job? How's that looking?
Yeah, it's something that I've really had to think about very seriously now, because of course when I was growing up, that's obviously like my number one thing. I'm just gonna make it as a musician. I'm gonna be rich and famous and I'm gonna be whatever. But getting to a point where I'm gonna have to, move out and live on my own and actually figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. Obviously, I still would love to be able to make a living fully off of doing what I love. But being sensible and trying to find something that I can do where I still have time for music is kind of what I'm trying to look for, something where I can still, have a real job. But I mean, I don't even need to get into like majors and careers now, because I have a lot of friends who just finished college and they did this 4 or 5 year degree and they're working, at a cafe. So it's like, a really tough decision in, this economy.
in this economy, yeah. And I went to business school and I set up microphones, so it's yeah. I mean, my wife's a veterinarian, and that one definitely, she makes a lot more money than I do, so I can't hate on becoming a doctor. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's an interesting thing. I thought a lot about over the COVID time, because I was trying all in playing gigs, like it sounds like you're playing gigs now, and then when that went away, I was like, geez, what's essential? And I played a lot with this concept of like, just about the only people, like, if the end times happen, the people that we really need around are like farmers, maybe hunters, some people who know about medicine and healing. But that's kind of, well, this is really self-indulged, this music thing. And since I've thought a lot more about everyone driving a truck to bring stuff to the store that you're going to buy is probably listening to music or a podcast or something. And everyone who's had a hard time and had that song that's pushed them through, it's the more I think about it, the more I realize the enduring and essential quality of having the things that get us in touch with our feelings or help
Absolutely.
us process that loss. And there's definitely so much by writing a song about getting over a breakup, for example, maybe the person who's the same age you were when you wrote the song, who feels alone, hears that and goes, oh, someone else feels the same way. Okay. And they survived. Like it's like therapy for the masses in small doses. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that does make like a world of difference to some people. Absolutely.
Do you have a favorite memory with music or a favorite association with a song?
Ooh, I've been doing music for like well over a decade now. I've been playing shows since I was, 11 or 12. One of my favorite memories, actually, and it's kind of ironic because it was a really hard day. I had a band that I played with, and we only made this band because Tabor asked me to play for Cornfest when I was like 12. And I was like, I guess, I don't know. I don't really, have songs or anything. So I made this band, and one of the times we played for Cornfest, we were asked to do a show at the Hoyleman's later that night. And so we had to go straight from the Cornfest stage right after our slot to the Oilman's, and we had to go there for sound check, but the sound person never showed up. But we were, minors in this bar, and so we were there, and we had to be working or we would be kicked out. And so we were there for probably like 6 hours straight, just practicing and pretending we were working, waiting for this sound guy. And then we played our show at like 11 or 12. And that was like the longest day, or my first really long day as a musician. And I hold that very dearly.
So,
sorry to interject. We have a fact checker that said it was the Palace.
Oh no.
I don't know where this is going. Would you like to try that story again? Because I like this story. Only if you want to.
I never played at the Oilman's at all.
Plus the Palace is cool.
True. Yeah, sure.
we could address that it was the Palace.
Yeah, maybe I'll just. Sorry.
Have a little disclaimer.
Yeah.
Just disclaimer, that's wrong. Yeah, that's good.
So, Tabor, I can think of a disproportionate amount of contributions to music, and of really awesome contributions to music out of Tabor, like Tanner and like Corblund.
Absolutely.
And Wild Bill.
Yeah.
What's up with Tabor? What is, you don't expect it in Tabor. I thought of Tabor sort of as like the footloose town with all the laws against groups of 3 and generally being a teenager. Is it a rebellion? What's happening?
I mean, I've been lucky in the town that a lot of places that haven't done music before have come to me and being like, we want to start kind of like doing music in our venue. Like, we have this space, we just want to bring more people in. And so I've been very proud to be a part of that. Like the Pin they have been doing like weekly nights of music. I don't know how that's going. The Loft opening, doing their little music events. I think that's all really nice. I think that really helps. Live music in its whole helps everyone. It sounds very vague, but there's less, random kids running around trying to go against the the laws. They got something to do. They got places where they're welcome to be and just like hang out with each other, because there's not a lot of indoor spaces that allow minors to just be, and I think that is something very important. Like, there should be more places that aren't necessarily like you have to be there for a specific reason. Like, you can just be, like I just said before. But yeah.
Do you find, like, in school, is there a presence of peers that are interested in music? Is it kind of an odd one out thing?
There's a lot of kids who do like band in school, but that's a lot of like trombone, flute kind of stuff. So they might be interested in that kind of music, but there is not as many as you would think that are interested in writing their own music, at least that I know of. I'm sure many people have that kind of idea in their head, but not very many people act on it. And that's been one thing, trying to find people to collaborate with. Also, keeping in mind how they are as a person is very important to me. I don't want to be trying to hang around people that I really don't like. But yeah, I think we really need more of that. And I think if people took some time to try to explore music, they would be a lot happier, and they would find something that they can really connect with. Because you write your own music, you connected with it, you wrote it, it's yours. Having something that is yours, and like you don't have a lot of that when you're like a kid. You don't have so many things that are really, really important to you like that. And I think if more people just explore that, even just for fun, you don't have to play it for anybody ever. You don't have to even let anyone know that you're doing it. Just doing it in general is really beneficial.
I think I envy you not only because I can't sing like you, but because you already have the courage to write songs. I took me until my 20s to develop and I was still apologizing for it. I can remember recording my first record and Laurie Matheson saying something to the impact of, this whole self-deprecating shtick isn't cute. And I think about that sometimes because it like felt harsh in the moment, but I realize now it's like, no, you gotta show up and go, here's my thing, listen to it. Mm-hmm. Not, here's my thing, I'm sorry, maybe listen to it. And it's, I would do something when I teach students where I would just get them to pick a key, pick a chord progression, and we're gonna write a song. And I think that was really beneficial to, like, we're talking like 8 to 12-year-olds teaching at School of Rock, to see like you can generate a song almost randomly. Like it's simultaneously, there's no like grand thing you've got to figure out to write songs. And at the same time, some songs are mind blowing. But at least starting somewhere, if it's a thing you're wanting to do, there's not a wrong place to start.